Hey, good morning, guys. Having fun with lots of things this morning. We don't even need to get involved. Let's just say coffee took a spill on my desk, all over me, shower, all sorts of stuff. Anyway, so today I have this file folder, and I'm working on not really doing with what I'm doing with behind. I'm just trying to finalize some design things in the master in the office. And this is, let me turn it around so that you guys can see that right side up, because the camera is in the right direction here. So I'm just gonna be putting this design, I'm carrying it through the office area. So that's what we're gonna work on today. So hopefully you guys can see that. Let me get that camera. It seems like it shifted a little bit. Sorry about the shadows, because when the coffee spilt, my light took a dive. Anyway, of course that was like 2 minutes ago. So let me figure this out. So this is it's a vinyl, it's similar to chalk couture. Basically, it's a screen print, and if you look at it closely, you can see the screened areas with all the dots in the middle. So it's not just a clear stencil. And I know that people have been showing lots of these in this group. So yeah, let me take a look at it. And I need to get this up in this area where it all fits on here. And I've done it one other time, and it fit very well. It fit like perfect. I was really impressed. So, and then I want to make sure that it's centered. Seems to be good. And then the next step is to just really smooth it down. Of course, we've got credit cards, we've got all sorts of things. Yeah, my studio desk is all different angles or issues right now just because of the loss. So let me just use this tile to get it down. At least it's flat and it's consistent. So there are all sorts of products that you can put over this, and stencils, any of this stuff. Being stuck in COVID for that year with my daughter and I, we are, sorry, get that back up. Everything got knocked. But we were just testing Dixie Belle paint with what it could do, what we could work with it or not. And it's a chalk-based paint, so it should work fine. And I've used it several times, and it did work fine. Oh gosh, yep, I had my tool that I did my test practice on, and of course it's missing. It probably took a dive as well. Let me see if I can find a backup one. So sorry, you guys. You just kind of laugh, right? And then there's a little green squeegee. There it is. I can get this one, okay. At least we can do that. So this is a product that's from chalk couture. I used to do chalk couture. I have tons of stuff around. If anybody's looking for some old, outdated stuff, let me know. So I'm just going to use this. It's Fluff by Dixie Belle. And I kind of want to offload a little bit so that I can come back and bring it in as I need it rather than overfilling it. And of course, you guys have seen this many, many times just applying this. But it was basically wanted to share that you can use whatever you have. I do sell Dixie Belle at my store, which is Charlotte Gray Dot Store. That's the website. I'm currently in the process of closing my brick and mortar store. My daughter's medical needs are requiring that of us. We need to move to an area that has better medical care for her, that they can actually deal with the issues that she's dealing with. It's very unfortunate because we love our home, we love the community, we love the store, the weather is fabulous here. It's just a solid 60 to 80 degrees almost year round here in Fortuna, where I live at least. And the hydrangeas grow so good here. Oh my gosh. If you guys get a chance, you can go over on my, I believe I just posted it on my private site. I may have put it on the At Home with Misty Fierce site too, but you can see my hydrangeas as I drove up to the house the other day. I found them. I don't always see the front view of the house, but oh my gosh. Let me know if anyone would like to see me do a hydrangea wreath building class. I would be willing to do that live, although the 30 minutes might be a little bit of a limit, but I can do a video on that if you guys would like. Just let me know. So now that this is on, I am just going to simply peel it back, and it bled just a little bit. It got fluffy around the edges. However, I'm not too concerned, just because that can be corrected once it's dry. But I did want to get this on here to show you what it was. So, oh, from your angle, it's not too bad. From my angle, you know, I see all sorts of things. The thing with these stencils is you get about 12 uses out of them. So they're temporary. And then when you use them, as you, the tackiness lightens on the back side, you're more likely to get some of the bleed. But I have done these very crisp. This one here was just done maybe an hour ago, and you can see the difference of how clean that one is versus how, I'll give you a close-up of that. Do you see the mess on that? So I have tools in my arsenal, none of which are super close, but well, here's one. And this one works great. I've used it many times, but I have another one that works even better. So this is an old Creative Memories tool, just to clean up some edges and different things and to lift paper products. It's super, super thin. If you guys can still find these, but any tool in this kind of guide, gosh, even this guy, it's a Starbucks stir stick. And these even work because they've got the flat end at the tip and then a kind of a flatter end at that end. So yeah, and so once it's dry, actually, let me put this down and see if I can show you on some of the items here. So let me see what you can see. There is a dot up here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I'm just gonna go in there and kind of flake that off, and that dot is gone. Let me go to another area that maybe, here's one. So do you see the little, let me get the pointy tip. There's a little tiny bubble here that doesn't belong there. Can you see that? So I'm just gonna go in here and push that off and clean that up. I may take the pointy end. And of course this is on parchment paper, so of course it'll leave a hole. But use it like you would use your paintbrush, you know, where you have some control. You know what, while we're on this topic and this video went super fast, let me grab something here. Let me just grab one of these pens. And I know so many of you guys are such proficient, professional master crafters. And I don't mean any disrespect whatsoever. Well, there won't be any disrespect, but I don't want to go backwards to remedial stuff for you. But there was a time that I struggled with drawing a straight line and how to do that. Let me grab a tip. That would be easy to see. And one of the best tricks that I've learned, let me see if I can do it without getting paint or something all over me, is to, that's not going to work because I have the video overlay on that side. That one's going to be a little bit more difficult. Let me clean up my desk and slide this over and come over here. And that's pretty much dry. So basically what you do is you use the flat part of your pinky, your palm, your arm, and you want to plant that. So when you put it down, you want to plant it so that it's not going to move and your only movement is that. And then once you do that, let me start up higher so that I have room to move and scoot over. So I'm just going to point touch, and I'm going to drag that arm straight down and straight off that paper. So hopefully, see how straight that is? That's crazy. Last year, actually probably 2-3 years ago, I didn't know how to do this. And this is a game changer. This changes everything for me. And so that technique is it helps you with, well, it helps me with my paintbrushes so that I can take a, let me find a paintbrush that works well and dip it into some paint so that I can quickly wipe my arm through it and destroy another shirt. Yay. But yeah, so let me take and load this brush a little bit. I'm just loading it in the white fluff just to give you a sample, and then I want to unload it, and then let me choose a sampling here of what I would like to touch. Let's just give this guy here some more highlights. So I want to offload because those bristles are separating a little bit, and I want a really thin line there. So let me just put it down, but you notice I plant my hand, the wrist, and then I'm just coming in at the C's. And then this one that is going to be backwards for me, I'm going to shift my entire body so that I can end the paper so that I can reach it from a more comfortable angle, and then come in and do it the same way. Now with that, my weight got too heavy on the thick end of that. I see that I've got you underneath the camera. Hopefully you guys can see this. Oh, you know what? There was a reason that I had the iPad up in the background on the other side, and I'm not seeing me live there. I'm not sure why it's not going there. I'm so sorry if nobody else can see this, but if not, anybody else who's watching this can get this then. So I will just do it here and there. And then I want to go back over to, oh gosh, I hope I'm in the right spot. Apparently I'm not. And so, let me get my page up. It takes me to Page Manager, and I really don't want Page Manager. I just want to go to my regular wall. And now it's loading. I'm so sorry, you guys. What a nightmare this whole thing has been, right? Scrolling up, scrolling up. There we are. And we are live there. Let me check for posts. Let me get that muted all the way. There we go. Now I can see comments. Hi, Joni. How you doing, hun? And Tracy. Hi, Tracy. Hopefully that's working now. I'm not sure. I tried to check in on your other side, but thank you, Tracy. I just didn't see it there. But anyway, back to the painting tips. You can see how just by changing the angle a little bit, so I've lost some of that, so that I can paint those things in and feel much more comfortable rather than having my arm way down here at the elbow. Let me see if I can, way up here, say on the edge of the table. If I just plant it, then I get this much. It's like putting a brick down and then working from the ledge of the bricks of that brick. But so hopefully that will help you guys. That's just one area of that. And so if I wanted to, I don't know, say it, let me make sure I get the right end open here. And if I wanted to do another line, there's where I offloaded, let me dry that out real quick. If I wanted to do, if I line my arm up, there's a really good chance. Now I'm way too far off of the paper to get this done as nice and neat as I want to. But then if I wanted to, say, pull it, let me push this back so I have room for the larger planting of this, and I wanted to pull it across this way and across this way. Let's do one more so that we can complete the ideas here. And let me get this evenly spaced. Hopefully, it's more evenly than what it was. And then I'll try to get one more over here, and it might be about there. And these are approximations. But now if I wanted to do this across, I know it looks like I'm playing tic-tac-toe, but really I'm not. but it's just a quicker way to mark that if you wanted to. Let me see if I have a really nice brush that I can work with here. This one's decent. So see if I wanted to do a harlequin or a square pattern, you know, you just start your design in here, and of course I'm not doing it right, so let me trace around the outline of it first. There you go. And then for me, I just find it easier to flip my product as I go around. So yes, you can see on this side. And I may need to reload that brush to get it exact. So, and then I'll come and put this edge in, and I'm just going to bring it all the way out here for that purpose. Reload, offload a little. And then I want to flip it all the way around. So when you're practicing the harlequin stuff, just, you know, find something. The other day I did it on the back of a one of my paper plates that I use for offloading things and mixing and doing all the other type of stuff. So anyway, that's kind of how you would do that, but it is all driven by that hand and anchor arm being put down. So anyway, hopefully that will give you guys a couple tips in this. I could run through and do a couple more here, but again, I get bored and it takes all day. I'm sure you guys are bored as well. But that's basically the gist of how you can do the straight line and take your art and your craft to a whole different level. That is, it'll just open up so many doors for you. I don't tend to get too much ownership over my stuff, my art, my creativity, and whatever. My brain builds it all the time. But I do, let me see if I can reload comments here and see if we have any others that I need to answer or whatever. But, well, I guess it's not going to, there it is. There's the expander. And it took it away. Of course it took it away. And now where did it take me? Oh my gosh, I give up, you guys. This is ridiculous. It's like, But, and usually I'm really tech savvy, but boy, this, this has been a challenge for sure. It's, there's just lots to remember. Boy, and I swiped up and it took me out again. Very interesting. Well, it took me back over to Craft Around the Clock, and I'm still not seeing a live video in there, Tracy. And it's probably me on my side, I'm not sure. But anyway, hopefully that helps. I'm trying to think quickly if there are any other tips. Oh, yeah, there are. And this is something that I used to use a long time ago. I used to be, well, I'm still a licensed stylist, and I have been since, oh my gosh, probably 1980. And then we had to do lots of different things, but then I, you know, built into doing nails for a while and just doing a bunch of other types of things. Let me see if I can get these guys out. But basically, this is what they are. These are the ball tips, and these are great for designing in as well. But let me get a color that you can see and see if I can do this. I don't necessarily trust my hand because I am out of practice with this. I haven't opened up one of these guys yet, but these are kind of like tattoo brushes. Let me pull that off and see if you can see the length of those threads. And then there's this really long eyeliner to, this would be what you'd find in your nail techs uses. So this set has 3 different options on it. And now I get to fail significantly on live. Yay! Thank goodness I'm making the trial and errors for you guys, right? So let me try to follow one of these lines here. Hopefully you guys can see that. And so I'm just going to follow that up. I've got my elbow planted and I'm dragging that around. And with this, what I just noticed is that I have to remember to lift up as I pull off. because if you don't, it's just going to cause extra issues with it. Let me see if I can tie these back in. I need to reload. And painting upward is always easier sometimes than painting downwards. And then it looks like there is another leaf that could go there. Yeah, just finding areas to accent and build into this. But this is how you would do this fine detail work and take your, well, you have to really remember not to put your hand in it. Oh my gosh, I'm such a mess. But yeah, if you just want to bring it around, and I kind of messed that up, but seriously, it's not even looking that bad. And then I can highlight down and then bring that down a little bit there. And then of course I can fill this in. Needs more paint. But yeah, so these are, pay attention to the tools out there when you're shopping. Look at the different ones and don't be afraid just to bring them home and practice. Look up videos, watch for those types of things and see what you can do. How are we doing on time? We have 8 minutes left. Yay. All right, well, let's go to the next item and try to, there we are. So this is an offset dot tool. It's double-sided. There's a straight one and it's super tiny. Do you guys remember the, when was that, the 90s or 80s? Where you would do some of the toll painting and you would just dot. These are perfect tools for that. And so, gosh, I've really got a lot on that one. So you could just come along and gently dot your edges. And so that is that one. Or you can do like an offset and, just do it differently. But again, I want my hand planted. And we can add some dots and items. Now on that I went a little bit crooked, and which means that I'm reaching. So I want to put my fingers down, the pinky and the ring finger, down on top that surface to hold a solid straight line. And there you go. So some of those dots are not exact size. Depends on how much paint you have. But when you practice this, you'll figure out how many dots you can get per load and when the natural time to adjust and switch or reload it should be. I would say probably about 3, maybe 4 dots on that. So let me get the paints out of the way and I'll lift that up so that you guys can see closer. There is a way to zoom the camera, but it takes it out of pick and pick and it changes things. Let me go ahead and try it. Nope, it did the reverse. So let me go back to preview and do it differently. Let's see. Nope, it did it that way too, darn it. Okay, there you go. So let me get these off of here, and there's a board underneath this that I can lift. Get everything off of this. So you can see, let me get a pointer stick. You can see the dots that I just put on here. You can see the outline line that I put here. Another one there. Another one there. And then over here, I added an interior line and drag it through the end. And down here, I added this line, this, and this. But yeah, so play with your tools. Oh, and then I tried to finish off the leaf that didn't quite come through. Clearly, I didn't do what it was. I didn't repeat the pattern. Shame on me. But I think I can live with that. But anyway, so that was just a quick example of what you can do just by going outside your comfort zone. Pay attention to what's out at the stores, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, wherever. Dick Blick is an art supply place. Oh, and then we did these feathers on the, or things up the side of the thing. So Dick Blick, Ellis Art Supply is a great one. There's several of them. Let me see if I can see the name of this in the back. Artesia, well, Arteza. It's A-R-T-E-Z-I, or I'm sorry, A. But just do Google searches for art supplies, professional art supplies, things like that, and see what you can get. And there's just lots of tools, but I'm going to try to share as many of the tools that I can with you, just because I always want to learn. And so anyway, but thank you guys so much for joining. Let me put it back into pick and pick. And there you go. So let me go live with that. There we go. So switch it up the other way and then come back this way. So there you go. But thank you guys for joining. I am Misty from At Home with Misty Fears. My there is that thing over there. That really would help. I'm trying to get my page. I think I'm like 47, 46 from my first 1,000. But I'd really like to, I have a goal of reaching maybe 1,500 by the end of July. And if you could do that, that really significantly helps. But thank you guys. I love you. Thank you for watching. And I'm so sorry I'm not seeing the comments. I'm really trying to, oh, let me try this real quickly. We've got 2 minutes left. And there's 2 ways to do it. I'm not seeing, oh, there you guys are. Hi, Betty from Virginia. Wow. How are you doing back there with the weather and stuff? Let's ask questions, and you can't always, boy, I was praying for the people in Florida last night. The owners of Dixie Belle, that's where our company is from, and they shut down early in preparations. They are open this morning. They said they did okay. I think they're in Port Richey, but yeah, it seemed like it's going to be an ugly hurricane for a little bit. But all right, well, I am close. And again, so At Home with Misty Fears, and if you can do that, little guy. And my website is Charlotte, CharLotte. I have to use my fingers to spell, GRAY.store. And you can find all of the products that I have. Today, the overlay is by Prima. And whatever products that you're looking for, if you were looking for transfers, molds, stamps, whatever, paints, whatever. And then I also have several of my vendors in there that are inside the store. And I give them website spaces. So check out their markets in there also. They're pretty cool. A lot of them are very creative, lots of different things. This is one of my vendors' designs, and I am got 1 minute left. So this side is a seam ripper. And so it just pulls out, bring it back on camera there. And then it will go back in the other direction. And then the other side is a very pointy stylus, which for any of you Cricut silhouette makers out there, this is fabulous, as you could, to help weed. But anyway, there's lots of uses for it. Actually, I use it a lot on separating the transfer overlays, whatever they are. Anyway, thank you guys for joining. Have a great day.